Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Reverend Gina Milligan, and you are sitting in a space which is sacred to me. We at the Santa Anita Church are honored to host this year's International Day of Peace service. In years past, when we've hosted this particular event, the Arcadia Interfaith Action Group, the service has featured a whole lot of music. And tonight is no exception, which is why this is the only time I will be speaking. The rest of the time I will be over here with the choir. We will not be calling for a formal offering this evening. If you choose to leave one, there's a box in the narthex. All of the money received will go to Doctors Without Borders. We will also offer refreshments following the service. So when we're through here, you gotta know how and when to head over. So at the end of the last song, midway, right? Midway through the last song, the choir's gonna start moving out. Ignore us singing. You follow the choir. You're going to gather a candle from the basket in the back. And on your way out the door, please light your candle. And know that as you step out through our doors, your light shines in the darkness, bringing peace and hope and comfort to all of those in need. May we together be the change this world so desperately needs.
Here's a song for peace that we'd love everyone to sing along to. What we really love about the arts is how powerful it can be in uplifting people and motivating people towards causes that we can all rally around. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannonballs fly before the band? And so my friend is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years into being before it is lost to sea? And how many years into people exist before they're allowed to be free? And how many times did a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? And so my friend is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times can a man look up before he can really see the sky? How many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till it knows that too many people It's blowing in the wind. The answer's blowing.
Good evening here as we start getting ready for the first day of fall, changing of the seasons. I wanted to share a prayer for peace tonight from the Baha'i faith tradition. But I also want to give a little bit of background because the person who presented this was a very unique figure in not just the Baha'i faith, but in religious history. His name was Abdul Baha. He was the son of the founder of Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith. This gentleman, Abdul Baha, was from Persia, and his father, because he promulgated teachings that lead to world peace, was not well received. So as an 8-year-old boy, he went into exile with his father for the rest of his life. He lived a long life, and when he was 68 years old, he was able to travel finally and bring the Baha'i faith message from the Middle East, where he was a prisoner in exile in the Ottoman Empire, to America. He came to the United States. He even came to Pasadena. But the thing I'm going to share with you is from a short address that he gave in the city of Paris, France, in October 2013. So think about that date. We're less than a year away from the start of World War I. You think about Paris in those days, and the world in general. We had all the different colonial powers ready to go to war with each other. But Paris in particular was not a very friendly place for religion. It was probably the world capital of great arts and science, but it was also the world capital of atheism, materialism, nationalism. This was not a message about world peace that would necessarily find a receptive heart, but here's how he put it. This gentleman took him as a 69-year-old man, and really long white beard like everybody's grandfather. To that audience in Paris, he shared these thoughts about what the effect is of the individual to bring about peace, and the idea that there's a force behind these efforts that will bring fruit. You talk about hatred, and so 2013, here's what he has. Oh, sorry, 1913. 1913. So a little over 100 years ago, he said, before this audience in Paris of skeptics, nationalists, materialists, he said, a thought of hatred must be destroyed by a more powerful thought of love. Thoughts of war bring destruction to all harmony, well-being, restfulness, and content. Thoughts of love are constructive of brotherhood, peace, friendship, and happiness. When soldiers of the world draw their swords to kill, soldiers of God clasp each other's hands. So may all the savagery of man disappear by the mercy of God, working through the pure in heart and the sincere of soul. Do not think the peace of the world an ideal that is impossible to attain. Nothing is impossible to the divine benevolence of God. If you desire with all your heart friendship with every race on earth, your thought, spiritual and positive, will spread. It will become the desire of others, growing stronger and stronger until it reaches the minds of all men. Do not despair, work steadily. Sincerity and love will conquer hate. How many seemingly impossible events have come to pass in these days? Set your face steadily towards the light of the world. Show love to all. Love is the breath of the Holy Spirit in the heart of man. Take courage. God never forsakes his children who strive and work and pray. that your hearts be filled with the strenuous desire that tranquility and harmony may encircle all this warring world. So will success crown your efforts, and with the universal brotherhood will come the kingdom of God, peace and goodwill. Thank you.
The following is a brief reading by the contemporary spiritual writer Henry Nouwen. Dear God, with you everything is possible. Let the cup of war, killing and destruction, the cup of bloodshed, human anguish and desolation, the cup of torture, breakage in human relationships, and abandonment. Dear God, let this cup pass us by. We are afraid. We are trembling in the depths of our being. We feel the sweat and tears of thousands of people all over the world. People who are afraid. Afraid to fight. Afraid to kill. Afraid of being killed. Afraid of an uncertain future.
Last night I had the strangest dream I ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all of me to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room filled with women and men, and they were signing, said they'd never fight again. And when the paper was all signed, and million copies made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and grateful prayers were prayed. And the people in the streets below were dancing loud and proud and proud. While swords and guns and uniforms were scattered on the ground. Last night I had the strangest dream I'd ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessing of God be upon all of you. This reading is by Langston Hughes, Mother in Wartime. As if it were some noble thing, she spoke of sons at war. As if freedom's cause were bled in you as some heroic honor. As if the weapons used today killed with the great lawn. As if technicolor banners flew to honor modern men. Believing everything she read in the daily news, no in between the Jews. She thought that only one side won, not that both might lose.
I'd like to share a reading from the Dalai Lama. Right from the moment of our birth, we are under the care and kindness of our parents. And then later on in our life, when we are oppressed by sickness and become old, we are again dependent on the kindness of others. And since at the beginning and the end of our lives, we are so dependent on others, how can we, in the middle, that we neglect kindness toward others?
Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago about a kingdom on a mountain and the valley below. On the mountain was a treasure buried deep beneath the snow, and the valley people swore they'd have it all their very own. Go and hate your neighbor, go and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you're justified in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing, come the judgment day. Bloody morning after, one tin soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill, and they left a buried treasure, tons of gold for which they killed. Came the answer from the kingdom, with our brothers we will share all the secrets of our mountain, all the riches buried there. Go and hate your neighbor, go and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing, come the judgment day. On the bloody morning after, one tin soldier rides away. Now the valley cried with anger, mount your horses, draw your sword. And they killed the mountain people, so they won their just reward. Now they stood beside the treasure on the mountain, dark and red, turned the stone and up beneath it. Peace on earth was all it said. Go and hate your neighbor, go and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing, come the judgment day. On the bloody morning after, when two soldiers rise away.
This is a poem by Ramona Dubé, also known as Josephus. He was saying, this and this alone is true religion. Serve thy brethren. This is sin above all other sin, to harm. Such a faith is happiness. Lack of it is misery. Blessed is he who does not swerve the straight path. Blessed is he whose life is lived ceaselessly in serving God, bearing others' burdens. So alone is the true life to live. Nothing is hard to him. Casting self aside, thinks only this: how may I serve?
This is a reading by Lewis Sneeds. O Lord, once I was smart enough to know just a war when I saw it. The kind of war you would approve of. I am not so smart anymore. Every war looks evil to me now. And even when the war well begun, it becomes evil before it is over. So let us have no more of just wars. They are the worst kind. Now at least, give us just peace. It's time, Lord. Past time. Time for shalom. Shalom for our breaking hearts. It's time.
Sun is slowly fading in the western sky. Sometimes it takes forever for the day to end. Sometimes it takes a lifetime. Sometimes I think I'll never see the sun again. There's a heavy smog between me and my mountains. It's enough to make a grown man sit and cry. It's enough to make you wonder. It's enough to make the world roll up and down. I think it's kind of interesting the way things get to be, the way the people work with their machines. Serenity's a long time coming to me. In fact, I don't believe I know what it means. In the east, the shaded moon is hanging lazily. I do believe I saw the old man smile. I do believe I did. I do believe he's been laughing all the while. I think it's kind of interesting the way things get to be, the way the people work with their machines. Serenity's a long time coming to me. In fact, I don't know. I know what it means. The sun is slowly fading sky. Sometimes it takes forever for the day to end. Sometimes it takes a lifetime. Sometimes I think I'll never see the sun again. The sun again.
My name is Rosalina Steinberg, and I'll be reading Forgiven. Those who have brought tears to so many homes, those who have stained themselves with the blood of so many murders, those who have hands soiled with tortures, those who have calloused their consciences, who are unmoved to see under their boots a person abased, suffering, perhaps ready to die. To all of them I say, no matter your crimes, they are ugly and horrible, and you abase the highest dignity of a human person, but God calls you and forgives you.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. There's nothing to kill or die for. And one religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I know I'm not the only one. No, and I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I don't know if I can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all
I am reading right on the most Eric Simon speaks. I talk and I must talk, so I speak to him. I say to him, Comrade, I did not want to kill you. If you jumped in here again, I would not do it if you would be sensible too. You were only an idea to me before. Abstraction that lived in my mind and called forth its appropriate response. It was that abstraction I snapped, but now, first time I see you are a man like me. I thought of your hand grenades, of your bayonet, of your rifle, but now I see your wife and your face of friendship. Forgive me, comrade, we all see it too late. Why do they never tell us that you are just poor devils like us, that your mothers are just as anxious as ours, and that we have the same fear of death, the same dying, and the same agony? Forgive me, comrade, how could you be my enemy? If we threw away these rifles and this uniform, you could be my brother like Albert. 20 years of my life, comrade. Stand up, please stand up. Take more, for I do not know what I can even attempt to do.
Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you're only waiting for this moment to arise. Singing in the dead of night, singing in the dead of night. Take these open eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Fly, into the light of the dark night now. Only waiting for this moment to be free. Into the light of the dark night now. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to be free.
Don't Destroy the World by Ellen Bass. I want the future to extend before me like the horizon, widening as I walk. I want the blue Sierra that I planted, squatting over the child in my womb, to grow into a thick, tangled hedge, rich with blossoms and bees buzzing like crazy. I want the smell to make someone's great-great-grandchildren dizzy. Imagine that we are all born with the gift of time.
I'd like to share a reading by Jim Wallace. If you don't know him, he was the founder and editor of Sojourners magazine. Perhaps we are at last coming to see that our most deadly enemy is fear. We are frightened almost to death by our ingenious hostility, which has wired the earth for genocide. We cannot conquer that enemy. We can only be delivered from it by love in the form of trust. Gandhi knew that the only safe way to overcome an enemy is to make the enemy a friend. Are we capable of receiving the gift on which our cure depends?
This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and nigh. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. What other hearts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine? My country's skies are bluer than the ocean, and sunlight beams on clover leaf and pine. What other lands have sunlight too and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine? Oh, hear my song, thou God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine. This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for those in every place. And yet I pray for my beloved country, the reassurance of continued grace. Lord, help us find our oneness in the Spirit, in spite of differences of age and faith.